Hello, millionaires in the making. It's Doreen. How are you? So much to talk about today. So much to say, so little time. I can't believe that we are coming up on our 100th episode. With that being said, I wanted to do something really fun. For every 10 new reviews, positive reviews of the podcast, I'm going to be giving away a private session. These are like the value of a session at this stage is $1,750. I am going to be giving them away. I'm going to be doing, for every, the more reviews we get, the more chances you get to win. So if you have never reviewed this podcast, please review it. Have your mom review it and your hubby review it. We need to have as many reviews as we can. Here's why reviews are important. For those of you who don't have podcasts, they're important because it's like Google Analytics. The more reviews there are, the higher it bumps up in the entrepreneurship category. And we want to reach as many women and men with this free service as possible. And by having more reviews and all of that, it allows me to do more of this. It allows me to invest in this time with you and in the podcast editing and all of the things. So I am really, really proud to have created like 100 pieces of incredible value for each of you. And I love showing up with you every single week here. So if you've never reviewed and you're listening regularly, please review. It is like the biggest thank you that you could give to me. And share it with friends. Like this is not meant to be like a hush hush type thing. Like we want to share this with friends. So for every 10 new reviews, I will be giving away a free one-on-one session. We can talk about anything you want. We can talk about healing. We can talk about business, anything you want. What I will tell you is, I will only know you reviewed it if you email me and you tell me that it's been reviewed. So you need to email me at coachkorba, Korba @gmail.com. So you're going to submit the review, which is super easy through Apple or Spotify, however you listen to your podcast, you're going to submit the review and then you're going to immediately email me, coachkorba @gmail.com. And you're going to say, I reviewed, add me to the drawing. So fun. I cannot wait. I just like love you guys so much. I can't wait to get to know some of you who I don't know. And who I have never had the opportunity to coach. Maybe you've never come to my masterclasses or you've never been in my free Facebook pop-up groups. I want to serve you. So there's lots of different ways I could have celebrated 100 episodes. And the way that is the most fun for me is to do what I love to do the most in life, which is coach your face off. I can't wait. Maybe we'll even record them so other audience members can hear. How fun would that be? So that is going to be going on now until February. Let me look at the date. I want to say 15th, but hang on, let me look. It's going to be going on now until February, to the end of February. That's when the 100 episodes are going to be. So you have from now until the end of February to submit a review and email me. Guys, that's so fun. That gives you 4 weeks, which means that I'm going to be giving away so many one-on-one sessions. It's going to be a blast for me. Second housekeeping thing. Did you notice I renamed the podcast? This is the 3rd time. It is now called Millionaires in the Making. Why would I do that? Because more than half of my clients are not mommies. I have male clients. I have fur mommy clients. I have clients that are not yet mommies. I have clients that would love to be a mommy, but are unable to be mommies. I have clients, I have all kinds of clients. That's what I'm trying to say. And I was coached to niche down before I was ready. And that's all good, right? That's part of my learning. That's part of my growing, and I'm unniching myself. So I want to be all inclusive and include all of these beautiful clients that I have and all of you who are listening that may not be moms. Now, I'm obsessed with moms. I am a mom. Obviously, you know that. You know how much I love being a mom, and mothering is one of the most exhausting things I've ever done in my entire life. And so I have so much respect for mamas, but I also have respect for non-mamas. So it's not that I don't take on female entrepreneurs. It's not that that's not still my specialty. It's just that when more than half of your clientele is not aligning with your marketing, you can either listen. So you can either not take on those clients, which I don't want to do because I love them, or you can listen to your business. And this is an example of me listening to my business. I believe your business is always talking to you. And let me just make sure this is recording. Your business is always talking to you. And my business was telling me, oh, this niche it's not really working for you. Like, let's unniche. So here we are, millionaires in the making. Could not be more thrilled to have changed the name and have you all along for the ride. If you're new to this podcast, before I knew nervous system work, it was called the 6-figure mindset. And then I was like, no, my clients really want to be millionaires, and most of them are moms. So millionaire mamas in the making. And now it's just millionaires in the making. I'm obsessed with it, and I hope you are too. Third housekeeping thing, I have been super spicy over on Instagram. You have to come over and see. I've been doing videos. I have been telling my story. I have been sharing about when to use mindset and when to use nervous system work. It's very spicy. Oh my gosh. And if we're not connected over on LinkedIn, please, for the love of God, come connect with me there. You know, I think it's the wild, wild west of, it is like patriarchy 101. And it's actually going to bring me to the thing I'm going to talk about today. So come join the spice over on Instagram. It's just Instagram.com/Coach Corba. And I want to follow you back. I recently had one of my podcast listeners reach out about the masterclass. She's, hey, I listened to your podcast. I'm like, she probably thought it was so weird. I was like, so happy to meet a podcast listener because I don't get to meet you guys. So please follow me and I will follow back. And if you don't see me follow back, like drop me a note in my DM and say, listen, I'm a podcast listener, and I will follow back. I want to be surrounded by incredible entrepreneurs like you. That is what I want in my feed all day, every day. Okay. I want to talk about giving your time away for free. So when it is valuable to network versus when you kind of need to cut out the free meetings and charge for your time. This is something I wish someone guided me on, and so I'm going to guide you. Networking and building relationships is always going to be the best possible way to grow your business. You know, meeting people out in the world, telling them what you do, and then if they're a good fit, connecting with you in whatever way you like them to connect, the podcast, YouTube, social media, whatever. Networking and creating real relationships is always going to be valuable. And back when I worked in my career coaching world, it was very well known that 80% of jobs were really found through networking. And networking is a very popular thing in corporate America. And it is important to grow your business, 100%. But I don't want you to take the networking from corporate America and just plop it over here into your business. I actually want to explain the difference. When you are over in corporate America and you are, or wherever you are, like wherever someone is paying you, like you have a salary, and no matter how many hours you work or how hard you work, you're getting paid that salary. You're getting paid every 2 weeks, that exact amount of money, and that's just what it's going to be. When you're in that world, you have to work those hours anyway. And so spending some time networking during your allotted hours that someone's paying you to work, you're basically using someone else's money to network yourself into your next job. So I'm all about that. As soon as you get a new job, You should be networking for your next job. That was one thing I learned in corporate that always served me so well. It's one of the reasons I was able to grow so quickly, because about at the 3-year mark, I would get the 3-year itch and I'd be like, I'm out, I'm bored. I can't grow anymore here. I want more money. I want more impact, right? So over in corporate America, networking is how you get new jobs. So if you are coming from which I think almost all of you are, you're coming from a world where you're networking to create opportunities for your future. That is all well and good. Good job. Way to use that salary, right? And those working hours for your future self. Love it. Here for it all day, every day. But when you become an entrepreneur, your time, you went from having one single role over in your other job to now becoming an entrepreneur where you're wearing like 18 hats. So not only is your time as an entrepreneur more precious, but you need to start to learn to leverage your time. So in the beginning of your business, yeah, you're going to network. You're basically going to find clients and sell your products any possible way you can, right? And networking is one of them. I remember when I first started coaching, I was also brand new to the Pacific Northwest. We had moved from the East Coast to the West Coast. We had just had our 4th baby. I knew no one. So networking was like a double whammy. It was like, I know no one. Let me get out. Networking also helped me practice who I was in the world. These people didn't know me. They didn't know I was VP of global marketing. So to them, when I announced myself as a coach, they believed me because that's what I was. That's who I said I was, right? So I'm a life and business coach. My name is Doreen Corba. I'm here to network. What do you do, right? It helped me practice who I was being in the world. It really helped me own the identity of a coach. So it's valuable for that. When you are networking, most people are networking for themselves, which means people don't go to networking events to help you. They go to networking events to help themselves. So basically now you're in a room where everyone is just looking out for themselves and they're not really looking to buy anything from you or get any help from you. They're looking to find their next client or their next role. Okay. So you just have to be really clear about the intention. And every networking group is different. Some are, more long-term, and do really have a focus on creating relationships. But if it's just like one of those monthly events and people are coming to network, they're coming for themselves. They're not coming to buy things for themselves. They're coming to sell you. So you just have to know what you're getting into. You will get to a point in your business where you don't have time to be sold things you no longer need. And you recognize that going to networking events, in general, just isn't a great use of your time. Once you have, you feel good in your body about what you're doing, you've gotten some clients, you will phase out of that. But taking a networking coffee, let's say you meet someone, you guys totally bond. And not only do you want to build a friendship, because that's just like an amazing part of life, right? It's like building friendships with people that just like your souls connect. And you're like, oh my gosh, let's go to lunch. Let's go to coffee. That just happened to me the other day. I paid for a service and the woman giving me the service, I didn't know this, but she owned the whole damn building and I loved her and we totally hit it off. And now we're going to go to coffee and we're creating a friendship. Okay. That kind of networking, yeah, could she eventually be a client? Maybe, but that's not what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about creating a network of women that are like myself, right? That like have really big goals, that are making good money, that are really wanting to unwind what society taught about them, right? That kind of networking at this stage in my business, the few $100,000 stage, feels really good and aligned. There's going to be a time when I likely will have to do that kind of stuff on the weekend, right? So right now I do that during the week, during my work hours. I want to give you an example of what happened to me recently when a corporate experience came over into my entrepreneurship world. I think this is really important for you to hear. I had an old colleague, I'll just say, reach out to me and he wanted some advice on a product that his company had created and it wasn't selling. and he knows me very well, or used to, and he wanted some feedback on why I thought the product wasn't selling. And this is a world that I know a lot about. This is the world I came from. And he's like, do you want to hop on a call? And then he had like the audacity to say, do you want to hop on a call in the next 2 weeks? Meanwhile, I haven't heard from this person in like 3 years. Okay. So I had a decision to make. This did not feel like networking. This felt like picking my brain for free. And as an entrepreneur, I'm in business and I do not let people pick my brain for free. That wouldn't be fair to my clients. There's plenty, and there's plenty of information on my podcast, on my YouTube channel, on my social. Like I give so much away for free that person easily could find their answer for free in one of these outlets, right? And I knew what was going on. I could tell in the tone of the email, I know this person, I have an idea of what's going on in the sales process or whatever. So I had to make a decision that at this stage, like I'm not available, no matter who it is, right? For someone picking my brain for free that could take a meeting that is an hour or so of my time, which is already stretched the max. And they could make a few $1 million on that time. Like that could be their return on investment. If I gave them the strategy that worked, right? Or I could come and say like, listen, your product sucks. You need to do X, Y, and Z for it to be competitive. Again, that is worth so much value to that organization. And even though I love this person dearly, and even though it is someone that I used to work with and all of that, I am still an entrepreneur. I am still of incredible value. And it takes time for you guys to recognize how valuable you really are. And this is even a vulnerable share. Like, even for me to kind of say, okay, this is what I did. Like my nervous system, I can feel, is scared, right? Of what someone would think or whatever, but all that matters is what I think. And what I think is I was taken advantage of for a really long time, where people would pick my brain and it would create a whole lot of cash for them. And I would be exactly where I was. And I'm just not interested in that anymore. That doesn't mean I don't help. Again, where are you helping people? How much are you giving people? I give so much that I feel really confident when someone says like, I need to sell this product worth millions of dollars. Can you help me? Yes, I can help you. And here's how I can help you. And so what I did was I outlined for him what it would look like to do some strategic consulting, which is what I do in corporate. I do have strategic consulting. I don't advertise it on my website or on here, but because I am so skilled in the world that I came from, I can easily step in and see kind of who, what, where, when, why, and help the company figure out how. And then when I layer on all that I've learned in coaching around the nervous system and teams and culture, it becomes incredibly effective for those people, and it becomes very lucrative for them. Okay. And it's like so I outlined it for them. The first session is 90 minutes. Here's what we do. Here's the cost. And here's my availability, right? I don't jump anymore for you, right? Like I don't work with you anymore. I'm my own boss. I have my own business. I don't even like the word business anymore. Like I'm building a company, right? And you came to me because you knew I could help you. So let me help you. And so it did not turn into a sale. And I was totally fine with that. I was just so proud of myself, and you should be, for knowing when to give your time and when it is a business opportunity. And you need to teach people how to treat you. So this person is used to me kind of giving all the information, because that's the person he knew back then, right? And I just like you have come so far to say like, yeah, I give you all the information. Like seriously, you can learn so much online. You can come inside my $3,000 program that's on sale right now, by the way. You could be a one-on-one client, and the rate I gave them was like very, in my opinion, very affordable for the return. And they came back and said, this is like a pre-revenue product, yada, 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 right? In other words, they wanted free intel that they could turn around and run with. Lawyers don't do that. Attorneys, CPAs, you name another area in business that's just like, oh, let me pick your brain. And then they're not going to charge. No. So I'm a coach, right? I'm a businesswoman. And so I really want you guys to see the difference between networking and creating a relationship with someone you really enjoy and, potentially collaborating or doing business together, and someone wanting to take advantage of you. And you'll know because you'll feel that way. You'll know because you'll feel it. And it can be hard to set a new boundary, and that's okay. That is okay. When you are walking a new path and you are going to have your old life and your new life collide, it is so empowering. And I feel so good about it, and I want you to feel good about it too. So I don't want you to say yes to every single person that wants to pick your brain. If a coaching, prospect had come to me and said, oh, I want to pick your brain, I would charge them as well, right? Like if we're being specific around business strategy or around the nervous system, like, yes, like we're in business here. Like this is what I do all day, every day. And do I think networking is still really important? Yeah, but I'm not looking for my next job. I've got my dream job, right? The game has changed here. And for you too, the game has changed. You're in your role. And if you think that person can provide your business value and is worth the time, do it. And if you know that you're the only one providing value to that person, then the only way to make that a fair exchange is for them to pay you for the value back. Do you see the difference? So on one networking, it's both parties are getting value from each other. And in this instance, only one party was going to be getting value. And so the only way to make that a great business decision is for the value I would get in return be financial. Because I was not going to get any value. I have zero desire to go in and, clean up sales teams in corporate, like no desire to do that on my own business. I could help other people do it, but that's not the direction my business is going. So I wanted to share that with you so you can really, 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 really be very focused with your time and start to distill the difference between networking, where it feels like a win-win, and being a bit taken advantage of. And instead of being taken advantage of, you just charge them for the time, and then it's an even exchange. And when you're thinking about what to charge them, think about the return on the value you are providing. How valuable is it to that business, to that person? What is that person going to take this information and create with it? Right? And what the world I used to come from, like we would sell $1 million contracts all the time, multi-million-dollar contracts. And so when you're in that world, you need to price accordingly. Okay, friends, don't forget to review. I would love to hear what you loved from today's episode. Make sure to review. I can't wait to like coach some of you. We'll be doing that coaching in March. It's going to be so fun. And the only way I'll know you're submitted a review, just a reminder, is if you email me, because what happens in the reviews is like it links to your Apple iTunes account. And like, I know for me, my Apple iTunes account goes to an email that I never, ever, ever check. So make sure you email me. That's the only way you will get into the drawing. And while you're at it, hop on over to YouTube and subscribe. If you do that too, let me know. Maybe I'll do 2 tickets in there for you. Okay. I can't wait to talk to you next week. Have a wonderful week and enjoy creating incredible value with your time.